I'm here today as your personal consulting doctor to discuss a topic that I know concerns many of us as we get older, our vision. I want you to ask yourself a few questions. Have you found yourself holding the newspaper farther away than you used to, just to make out the words? Do the faces of your family members across the dinner table seem a bit blurry? Or have you had trouble reading street signs at night? If any of this sounds familiar, I can assure you you are not imagining things, and you are certainly not alone. Vision changes after 60 are a serious reality for millions of people. But this isn't simply about blurry sight. It's about something much more profound. Your independence. Think about it. When your vision is compromised, so is your freedom. Have you had to stop driving at night because you can't see the road clearly? Are you struggling to read the labels on your medication bottles or measure the correct dose? What about the joy of recognizing the face of your grandchild as they run to hug you, or even your own reflection in the mirror? I've seen how vision loss can be so cruel, not just stealing your sight, but taking away your autonomy and your connection to the world around you. Right now, we're facing a silent epidemic. Over 37 million Americans over the age of 50 are grappling with some form of vision loss, and that number is projected to double in the next few years. The primary cause isn't just old age itself, but something more specific: damaged blood vessels within your eyes. They can leak, they can swell, and they can slowly destroy the very tissues you rely on to see. But here's the good news. The reason I'm so hopeful. Researchers have discovered that specific natural compounds found in everyday foods can protect your eyes by supporting these blood vessels and stopping this damage before it even starts. In this video, I'm going to give you my doctor's prescription for better eye health. We'll go over the 3 most powerful superfoods that can help keep your vision clear after 60, and just as importantly, the 3 common foods that are silently making things worse. If this is your first time here, I invite you to subscribe so you don't miss out on these kinds of practical, actionable health tips. So let's start with the first group of foods that can protect your vision as you age: leafy green vegetables. They may sound simple, but for your eyes, they are a quiet powerhouse. For seniors especially, they provide exactly what your aging blood vessels and retinas desperately need. Let me explain the science behind it. As we grow older, the tiny, delicate blood vessels in our eyes become more fragile. They can narrow, they can leak, or they can become blocked entirely. When this happens, it reduces the flow of oxygen and essential nutrients to the most critical parts of your eye, especially the retina and macula, which are responsible for the sharp, detailed vision you need to read, drive, and recognize faces. This is where leafy greens come in. They contain high levels of special compounds called lutein and zeaxanthin. These aren't just random nutrients. They're natural pigments that go directly to the macula and act like a protective shield, filtering out damaging blue light from screens and the sun. Think of them as the bouncers for your eyes, letting in what's good and blocking out what's harmful. Take watercress, for example. It's often overlooked, but it's incredibly rich in vitamin A key nutrient that helps produce the rhodopsin pigment in your retina that allows you to see in dim light. Just 1 cup of watercress offers about 54 micrograms of vitamin A. While that may not sound like much, it's a gentle daily dose your eyes can use to improve night vision. Watercress also provides vitamin C and iron, which are crucial for healthy circulation and ensuring oxygen gets to your ocular tissues. Another vision-saving vegetable is kale. In just 1 serving, kale delivers around 25 milligrams of lutein and zeaxanthin, an amount that's on par with many over-the-counter eye health supplements. These nutrients don't just sit in your system. They form a protective layer in your retina, actively helping to reduce your risk of macular degeneration and cataracts. Kale also has vitamin K, which supports proper blood clotting and keeps your blood vessels resilient. And then there's broccoli. Packed with vitamin C and E, broccoli helps neutralize oxidative stress, which is one of the biggest internal threats to your eye tissues. But what truly makes broccoli special is a compound called sulforaphane, found especially in the stalks. This compound helps reduce inflammation in the eyes and may protect against serious conditions like diabetic retinopathy and uveitis. So the next time you're about to throw away the stalk, don't. That's where a lot of the real healing power lives. What all these leafy greens have in common is this. They feed and nourish the blood vessels in your eyes, calm inflammation, and give your retinas the raw materials they need to stay strong. I'm not asking you to eat a giant plate of kale at every meal. Even adding just one of these greens to your lunch or dinner a few times a week can support your vision in a profound way. I'll never forget Mr. Arnold, a 73-year-old patient of mine. He was skeptical when I first told him about this. He was already experiencing early signs of macular degeneration and had stopped driving at night. After just 3 months of consistently eating kale and broccoli 3 to 4 times a week, he told me, "Doc, I can read street signs again. Not perfectly, but better than I have in years." It's stories like his that remind me how powerful food truly is, especially when your body is no longer as forgiving as it once was. So if you've been relying only on pills or glasses, please don't overlook what's on your plate, because the right greens can help your eyes not just survive, but actually recover some of the clarity you thought you had lost for good. We're just getting started. In this next part, we'll look at another group of colorful vegetables often seen as just side dishes that actually have the power to repair damaged eye tissues from within. Now, leafy greens may be the foundation, but color is where the real magic happens. Bright red, orange, and deep yellow vegetables aren't just pretty to look at. They're loaded with natural pigments and compounds that can repair the damage happening inside aging eyes. Let's start with something many seniors already enjoy: bell peppers. What most people don't realize is that calorie red bell peppers contain more vitamin C than oranges, and vitamin C is absolutely crucial for the delicate capillaries in your retina. These tiny blood vessels are responsible for nourishing the light-sensitive cells in your eye. Without enough support, they weaken and break down. A diet rich in vitamin C helps keep them intact, preventing leaks and swelling, and even helping your body produce collagen, a protein that holds your eye tissues together. Then we have persimmons. You might remember eating them in the fall, when they're perfectly ripe and sweet. But hidden in their orange flesh and skin is a powerful compound called lutein, which helps block harmful light and keeps the retina healthy. Persimmons also contain flavonoids, natural plant chemicals with antioxidant and anti-diabetic effects. These flavonoids help protect your eye from damage caused by high blood sugar, which is a major driver of diabetic retinopathy and other vision issues in older adults. Tomatoes are another overlooked gem. Thanks to lycopene, a red pigment and powerful antioxidant, tomatoes can help reduce your risk of cataracts and age-related macular degeneration. Lycopene protects your eyes from oxidative stress, especially the kind caused by UV rays or chronic inflammation. And the beauty of tomatoes is their versatility. You can eat them raw, cooked as a paste, or even sun-dried, and still retain many of their vision-supporting benefits. One medium tomato can give you around 20 milligrams of vitamin C. That's a significant boost for your eyes. And of course, carrots. Yes, the old saying has some truth to it. Carrots are rich in carotenoids, specifically beta-carotene, which your body converts into vitamin A. This nutrient is vital for keeping the surface of your eye, the cornea, healthy, and for helping you see better in low light. But more than that, carotenoids act as antioxidants. They neutralize free radicals that damage blood vessel walls inside your eyes. If left unchecked, these radicals can spark inflammation, causing your vision to fade over time. I recall a former patient, Mrs. Linda, who was 69 when she came to see me with early signs of cataracts. She loved her sweets but rarely ate vegetables. We didn't overhaul her diet overnight. We simply added half a cup of cooked carrots, a few cherry tomatoes, and slices of red bell pepper into her daily routine. 3 months later, she told me she no longer needed to reach for her reading glasses every time she picked up a recipe. Her vision wasn't perfect, but it had clearly improved, and more importantly, she felt hopeful again. That is the power of these foods. They don't just slow things down, they actively repair. Each color brings something unique. Red means lycopene. Orange brings beta-carotene. Yellow and gold often carry lutein and zeaxanthin. Together, they form a nutritional team that protects your eyes on every level: blood vessels, retina, macula, and more. And the best part? These vegetables don't require any exotic shopping trip. They're likely in your local grocery store already, possibly even in your fridge, waiting to be used with purpose. Now that we've covered leafy greens and colorful vegetables in this next section, I want to introduce you to a fruit that surprises even the most skeptical seniors. It's sweet, a little tart, and contains a compound that actually prevents abnormal blood vessel growth, a key cause of vision loss after 60. You might never look at strawberries the same way again. I'm talking about strawberries. Most people think of strawberries as just a tasty snack, but when it comes to eye health, especially for those of us over 60, they are far more than a treat. They are a quiet protector working behind the scenes to support your eyes at the blood vessel level. So what makes strawberries so special? The secret lies in a natural compound they contain called ellagic acid. This antioxidant-rich nutrient doesn't just fight off free radicals, it actually helps prevent the growth of abnormal blood vessels inside the eye. As we talked about earlier, those unstable leaky vessels are one of the leading causes of vision loss as we age. Ellagic acid works like a traffic controller. It tells your body, no, we don't need more damaged vessels here. Let's strengthen the ones we have. In doing so, it calms inflammation, stabilizes blood flow, and reduces the risk of tissue breakdown in the retina. But strawberries don't stop there. They're also rich in flavonoids compounds that protect blood vessels from damage caused by high blood sugar or chronic inflammation. This is especially important for older adults living with diabetes or prediabetes, where unstable blood sugar can quietly damage the tiny capillaries in your eyes. There's even research showing that eating strawberries regularly may help lower LDL cholesterol and improve circulation, which plays a role in oxygen delivery to the eye. It's all connected. What helps your heart and blood vessels often helps your vision too. Let me tell you about George, a 76-year-old retired school bus driver I worked with a couple of years ago. He loved sweet cakes, cookies, and soda. But he came to me when he noticed that reading had become a strain and colors looked dull. Instead of banning everything sweet, I gave him a simple swap. George, I said, start with 5 or 6 fresh strawberries a day. That's it. Add them to your breakfast or have them as a dessert. 3 months later, he came back for a checkup and said, you know, Doc, I'm starting to see the numbers on my remote again. My eyes don't feel as dry and honestly, I feel sharper. Of course, it wasn't magic, but it was momentum. And that small habit sparked bigger changes. One thing to keep in mind, organic strawberries tend to have higher levels of ellagic acid. Why? Because when these plants are grown without pesticides, they naturally produce more of this protective compound as a defense against bugs. It's nature's way of healing, and lucky for us, we benefit too. So if you're reaching for a snack and wondering what might truly support your eyes in the long run, reach for a handful of ripe strawberries. They're delicious, low in sugar, and scientifically powerful. In the next part, we need to flip the coin, because while some foods protect your vision, others can quietly destroy it. Unfortunately, most seniors still eat these foods every single week without realizing the damage they're doing. Let's take a closer look at what you might need to cut out before it's too late. By now, you've seen how the right foods can protect your eyesight. But just as important, perhaps even more important, are the foods you need to remove. Some of the most common items on a senior's plate are quietly damaging the very blood vessels your eyes depend on. And the worst part is you may be eating them every single day without knowing the cost. Let's start with the first and most dangerous offender, soda. I know it's popular. Many of us grew up drinking it. It's sweet, comforting, and easy to grab. But as a doctor, I have to tell you the truth. It is one of the fastest ways to damage your eyes from the inside out. Soda is packed with added sugar, but it's not just about calories or weight gain. When your blood sugar spikes repeatedly, it damages the lining of your blood vessels, especially the small, delicate ones in your retina. In response, your body tries to heal the damage by growing new vessels, but they're weak and unstable, leading to bleeding, swelling, and vision distortion. Over time, this process can lead to diabetic retinopathy, macular edema, or even permanent blindness. And it's not just the sugar. Many sodas are loaded with artificial sweeteners that disrupt gut health and brain signaling, two systems that science is now linking directly to long-term eye function. Now let's talk about ultra-processed foods. Chips, packaged snacks, fast food burgers, and frozen dinners. They may be convenient, but they're loaded with preservatives, artificial colors, and refined oils. These ingredients create inflammation in your blood vessels. They increase oxidative stress, stiffen artery walls, and limit oxygen delivery to the eyes. It's like pouring sludge into a narrow pipe. Eventually, it clogs, backs up, and breaks down. And once those tiny eye vessels are damaged, they don't repair easily. I had a patient, Elaine, 68 years old, who told me she ate pretty healthy. But when we looked closer, nearly every meal came from a box or a microwave tray. She was constantly tired, her vision kept blurring, and she had already stopped driving at night. After just 6 weeks of replacing packaged food with simple homemade meals, roasted veggies, fruit, and protein, she noticed her eyes felt less strained. Her energy came back, and her doctor was able to reduce the need for one of her eye medications. Finally, the third major culprit: processed meats. Cold cuts like bologna salami and pepperoni might seem like an easy protein source, but behind the scenes they're a known hazard to your vascular system. Processed meats are filled with sodium nitrates and preservatives that irritate your blood vessels. They stiffen the walls of your arteries and restrict blood flow, including to your optic nerve and retina. The World Health Organization has even classified processed meat as a carcinogen. But what most people don't know is how powerfully these foods can affect your vision, especially when combined with other chronic conditions like hypertension or diabetes. When your eyes are starved of oxygen and nutrients, your body panics and tries to fix the problem by forming new, fragile blood vessels, the same cascade we've talked about before. And once it starts, it's hard to stop. The truth is, you don't have to be perfect. But every time you cut back on soda, say no to processed meats, or swap out packaged snacks, you're giving your eyes a better chance. You're reducing inflammation. You're protecting the vessels that help you see your grandchildren smile, read your favorite book, or simply enjoy a sunset without strain. In the next section, I'll help you bring everything together. We'll go over how to build a simple daily plan that puts these vision-saving foods to work and clears out the ones doing harm. Because it's not just what you remove, it's what you choose to eat instead that can make all the difference. If you're over 60 and your vision isn't what it used to be, I want you to know you don't need a complicated plan to start seeing improvements. You don't need a brand new diet or an expensive supplement. What you need is consistency, small intentional changes that support your eyes every single day. Start with breakfast. Instead of toast and jam, try a bowl of oatmeal topped with a handful of fresh strawberries. Those berries aren't just sweet. They deliver ellagic acid and flavonoids that help calm inflammation and protect your retina. If you enjoy eggs in the morning, add a side of lightly sautéed kale or spinach. Just a half cup can give you a solid dose of lutein and vitamin K. These nutrients help build up that protective layer in your macula, the part of the eye responsible for sharp central vision. For lunch, think simple. A salad with chopped red bell peppers, shredded carrots, and sliced tomatoes. Add a drizzle of olive oil and a few walnuts, and you've created a meal rich in vitamin C, beta-carotene, and heart-healthy fats that improve blood flow to the eyes. Dinner doesn't need to be fancy either. Roasted broccoli with garlic alongside grilled chicken or fish is both satisfying and deeply nourishing for your vision. Broccoli gives you sulforaphane, which supports your eye's natural detox system and reduces oxidative stress. And if you like to snack, reach for whole foods. Fresh fruit, a small bowl of cherry tomatoes, a few slices of organic persimmon if they're in season. These choices may feel small, but over time they add up. More importantly, begin cutting back on the things that are quietly undoing your progress. You don't have to quit soda overnight, but swap one can for sparkling water. If processed meats are part of your lunch routine, try replacing them with grilled chicken or hard-boiled eggs. Instead of frozen dinners every night, cook a simple meal just 2 or 3 times a week. Your eyes and your whole body will feel the difference. I've had patients in their late 70s tell me they thought it was too late to change, but within weeks of adjusting their eating habits, they noticed less eye strain, better focus, and even sharper color perception. This isn't about being perfect. It's about giving your eyes what they've been missing for years. Food is not just fuel, it's information. And when you feed your body what it needs, your eyes know how to respond. What you put on your plate matters because it shapes what you're able to see in the mirror in your home and in the world around you. If you've made it this far, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, because it means you care about your health, your future, and about staying independent and connected to the people you love. I know what it's like to feel discouraged and to wonder if the changes in your body are just part of aging, and if there's anything you can do about it. But let me say this clearly: you are not powerless, and you are not too late. Your eyes may not be what they once were, but every day your body is still listening. And when you give it the right support through small, steady habits, it responds. I've seen men and women in their 60s, 70s, even 80s regain confidence simply because they could read again without straining. They could walk outside without the fear of missing a step. They could see the face of their spouse in the morning light and smile. You deserve that too. You deserve to age with clarity, dignity, and strength. And while we can't turn back time, we can absolutely slow its impact. One choice, one meal, one step at a time. So please keep going. Add those leafy greens. Reach for strawberries instead of snacks that hurt you. Cut back on the foods that inflame and offer nothing in return. This isn't about perfection. It's about direction. I'm here with you every step of the way. And if this video has helped you in any way, I'd be truly grateful if you gave it a like, shared it with someone who might need it, left a comment with your thoughts, and hit subscribe so you never miss new ways to take back control of your health. Thank you for watching and for choosing to care for yourself today, because your health is worth it, and so are you.